Hello, welcome to Captain George's Armory. This is Captain Georgia, and we are doing map previews on the test server. This is Serene Coast. Props go out to Roachie. He found me on the test server, which is cool. I'm so flattered. I have a fan. Anyway, we're on Serene Coast right here. And take a look at this map. This might not have been the best tank to choose to look at this map, but I wanted to see if it was going to be really slow. And it looks like it is fairly slow. This is the new Tier 5 3001H. So we're looking at Serene Coast right now, and the first thing we're going to look at is this new peninsula down here. None of this used to be here on the old map. It was all this was all just water, and now though we have this interesting little peninsula. It looks like it's got a ridge line going right down the middle of it. Whoa. Apparently, if you have the 3001H, you'll also get the new 3001H, 100% crew, and a garage slot. Whoa, that's cool. So I may have to pick up a 3001H just to sit in my garage, if for no other reason than because I always need garage slots. So yeah, it looks like this new peninsula is added as basically a new attack route, which is good. This map needed new attack routes. It was just a serious camp fest. So you used to get TDs on the island and artillery on the island, and they would cover, attacks from here, and you'd get friendly TDs sitting here, and they would cover, attacks coming from here and cover the island, and all that happy stuff. So now it looks like we've got a third attack route. Still, the town looks like it's fairly unchanged, but I haven't actually gone into it yet. And from here we can either go that away into the enemy base, or it looks like we can actually go this away into the enemy base. So I'm going to go this away. I'm liking this peninsula idea. First of all, it's cool looking. Second of all, I always thought it was a shame to have a map and then make like a quarter of it or a third of it water. This little extra avenue into the base looks like it's going to make this base a little less defensible. It was a very defensible base. I've never got a Kalabanov's medal before, but some of the closest I've ever came was on this map before. I'm trying to think of what tanks I was in. I've held this base solo with a Yag Tiger against 5 enemies. So, it was very defensible. And it wasn't 5 enemies just derping around. They actually were semi-competent, which is kind of impressive. Okay, so here we are, moving out of the north base. All this in front of me used to be just massive hills. Now it looks like it's been flattened out, which is good. Less commanding view, less sniper ability from up there. They've added some buildings over here. Ooh, these look to all be destructible. Yeah, it looks like the one-story buildings are destructible, so that's interesting. Yeah, let's see if the two-story one can be damaged. Just gonna put a shot into it real quick. Okay, so we got indestructible two-story buildings and destructible one-story buildings. Fairly common theme of World of Tanks. Now, in front of me right here is all this drop down in, I don't know what to call it. I'm going to call it a bowl. In this bowl, it used to all be flat with mountains up over where my cursor's looking now that you could actually drive onto. And anyone who tried to move into the bowl area would just get slaughtered by the guys on the mountains. Now, because the mountains have been flattened out so much, it looks like the bowl is going to actually be more of a viable combat area, but still with You'll have to watch out that you don't get attacked from the sides, from up in, here. But really, they've flattened this out a lot. I'm liking these changes so far. And yeah, this tank is slow. 3001H, slow. So yeah, let's kind of take a look over here, kind of more the middle of the map, and then we'll look in the southwest corner. Okay, so here we go. We get the train tracks over here. This little bridge is a cool feature just because this raised railroad embankment divides the whole map in two, and now there's a way through it. It used to be, no real way through the railroad embankment. Once you pushed so far down it, you were basically stuck on whichever side you were. Now, you've got an avenue to get through the railroad. It's a little... I think it might be cooler if it was maybe a little closer to the middle and not quite so far to one side. But, hey, you get what you got. Over here, just struggling to get over this embankment. This tank, engine power, not the strong suit of the new 3001H. Oh, let's just say that right now. Not a powerful engine on this tank. Alright, so we're going to come over here and we're going to look at this corner over here. We used to have the monstrous mountain right here of Camp Fest 2012 occurred on top of this big mountain, and it's just not there anymore. You have that mountain over there, but you can't get up there. Well, I won't say that you can't get up there. You probably can, but anyway, essentially that's now impassable terrain. You have this much less of a domineering slope. I'm just laughing every time I look over there and I see it. It looks like El Cap from Yosemite National Park. 3601H struggles up the hill. So the hill here is basically devoid of cover. Used to have some very good bushes that were just camo extraordinaire. They've really lowered the ground clutter in places like this and flattened the whole thing out. You still have really good views, but now everyone that you can see is going to be able to see you. So it looks like they've really really just reduced the power of camping in a lot of the old camp spots, and they're trying to open up new and better attack routes, which is really what this map needed. It needed less powerful camping positions. It needed less powerful camping positions. It needed more ELC jump spots. And it needed more attack routes. So far it's looking like positive changes for this map. I'm just going to scope out my own base area and then probably move on to another map. I think we've really seen about all there is to see here. So this south base, it still has the big mountain that you can hide behind for defense. It's kind of a last-ditch defender. And you still have your routes down through here and out the back way to both sneak into the base and to sneak out of the base. That's good. I feel like the base is still going to be pretty defensible, really. Maybe even just about the same defensibility that it always had. But I feel like this is really about the only part of the map that's remained largely unchanged, is these mountains right around the south base. Everything else is pretty well different, and I can tell you that there are definitely changes here. They've reduced your actual cover. Not your actual cover, but they've really reduced the concealment. on these places where you used to camp before. There used to be lots of bushes here. It was an excellent tank destroyer location. They've lowered the amount of available concealment a lot. So I think even though a lot of the rock positions are still the same, you still have a lot of the same potential for artillery safe locations. They have lowered your concealment factor a lot, and that is good. Also, it looks like they've added more buildings onto this center area right here, where there didn't really used to be anything. So overall, I'm thinking the changes to this map, they've added a lot of cover, they've removed a lot of concealment, they've flattened the map so that certain TD and mediums, sniping locations are nowhere near as prominent, and they've added an entire new landform and more viable assault routes. So I'm thinking they may have helped out Serene Coast quite a lot. I'm optimistic, but I've reserved final judgment for after this is on the live server, and I've played some matches on it. And again, I'm going to fire one last spam shot at El Cap over there, and that's that. Just for every time you see that mountain now, you just have to think to yourself that Captain Kirk is climbing a mountain. And then the inevitable response, why is he climbing a mountain? So yeah, on that final note, I think it's time that we move on to Comarin. So until next time, guys, Captain Dorja here, and thanks again to Roachie for the training rooms. I'm sure this is not really that fun for him, but it is nice to look at the new maps. And thanks to Roachie for helping me out looking at these maps. And until next time, guys, just remember, you can never have enough big guns.